Sometimes I think I'm as old as the hills, and it's true. I have been an accountant for a very long time. But in all my experience and over the years, I've come to realise that there are three main mistakes that people make in business. The first is they don't focus and they're distracted by their core offering. The second is people don't know their numbers. And then the third is that they try and be experts in everything. So let me give you an example of the core offering. We came across a handyman. He wasn't a client, but it was somebody who had been doing really great work as a handyman service. What he'd been doing was he'd been putting up shelves, doing the odd bit of painting, decorating, and doing jobs that homeowners didn't want to do. He got a really great reputation for doing it and was doing really well. But of course, inevitably, people started asking him, I don't suppose you could do some plumbing? I don't suppose you could do some electrics? And even though that wasn't what his core offering was, he diverted and ended up finding contractors to do the work for him. The problem is they didn't have the same quality service and standards that he had. And actually his customers started to complain and the work wasn't being done on time and there were all manner of problems. The shame of it all is that it affected the core business, and actually instead of spending his time working on building up and doing great work for domestic clients and doing really well, what he ended up doing was sorting out all the problems that the plumbers and electricians had left him with. And that's the issue. He stopped focusing on his core offering, he got distracted. And I think business is all about doing one thing at a time, one footstep after another footstep. Just focus, focus, focus. The second thing is not knowing your numbers. And yes, I would say that, wouldn't I? But I really think it's important that you know how much your customers owe you, how much you owe your suppliers, how much cash you've got in the bank, and how much profit you're making. You know, we don't have charities, a registered charity address at the number at the bottom of our invoices. You're doing this to make money. How much are you making? And do you know your VAT numbers? Do you know how much VAT you're due to pay at the end of the quarter? You really should have that information. And lastly, I think the really important thing is not trying to be an expert in everything. I can do IT, but could I set up a new computer system? Could I set up a phone system? No, I'd call in the experts. And could I do, there are plenty of other things I can't do actually. I would get the experts in to do it better than me. That means that I can spend my time doing things that I'm good at and that I enjoy. I think it's quite interesting actually. A lot of accounting firms are now giving business owners access to online software, and that's all well and good actually, that's fine, but that's if the business owner wants to do the bookkeeping, and I don't think you should be trying to do it yourself. If you're running a business, get the experts in, get people that you can trust to do your bookkeeping, or your IT, or your marketing, or other people that are better than you at doing certain things, and you just stick to what you're supposed to be doing. Well, that's it. That's my penneth worth. If you want to get in touch, that's great. My name's Joanna Dennis, and you can always get me at rosemarybooks.co.uk.